Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have started summer break and now I have to share with you guys what we actually have planned for our summer. My name is Morgan here at The Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, welcome. So glad that you're here. If you've been here before, welcome back. We are officially done, y'all. As of a few days ago, we're done. So we typically do June as our summer, which is like 4 weeks, right? But this year we're actually going to do 5 weeks of summer break. So I'm going to break down all the fun stuff that the girls are going to be doing, then a few little curriculum items, or I call it enrichment, summer enrichment, okay? Because you don't want to say curriculum, that scares people off. And what I plan on doing, because I'm actually going to get an extended break from mothering. So we'll talk about that too. Okay, so running down the list, I had to write it down because once I register kids for camp, like that's it just leaves my mind. So each of them will be going to camp, and I'm going to tell you the weeks that they'll be going to camp as well. Mallory first, she will be doing camp on the 3rd and 4th weeks of June. On the 3rd week of camp, she is going to what's called College for Kids. One of the community colleges here has a summer camp and it's on their campus, so they call it College for Kids. So she's going to be doing 2 classes that week, one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. Her first one in the morning is called Kitchen Art, and so they will be learning how to cook and deal with tools and kitchen tools and utensils and all the things. They're going to make different meals in that class, which I didn't know when I signed her up that that's what they would be doing. Mallory has a ton of allergies. However, they're so amazing. I called and she's like, yes, we deal with allergies all the time. I filled out a paperwork that has a list of all of her allergies. She said, when the chef gets the meal together, I will give you a call and we can discuss any provisions that Mallory needs. And I also volunteered that if I need to bring things for her to be able to participate that are legal for her, then I will do so. We're used to this in this allergy life, and she has a ton of allergies. And so I also want her to be able to participate in the class and have a good time and feel like she is able to do what everyone else is able to do. So we bring food if we have to. Whatever we need to do to make sure that our girls get to have the same experience as everyone else, that's what we always do. And she was very open to accommodating her along with allowing me to bring things if needed. So we're excited about that. So in the afternoon, she's also going to be doing a botany class. So learning all about plants, and I'm sure they'll spend some time outside, which will be great for her. And her age group is 1st and 2nd graders. She's going into the 2nd grade, so that's how they do it. Whatever age or grade you're going into, that's the class level that you register for. So she'll do that on the 3rd week of June. And then the 4th week of June, she's actually doing a gymnastics intensive camp. She has been bumped up twice this year in her gymnastics class to the next level. The girl is doing amazing at gymnastics. We don't really know where the gymnastics track will lead us. Neither of us have experienced that in our lives, but we're going with it. Her skill level is proving her capabilities, and we're fine with that. That camp is actually 3 days. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all day long. She'll go from like 9 to 4. They have food, they have fun, they work on specific skills. It's an intensive, okay? So try to just like prepare them and really hone in on some skills. So she won't be there the entire week, but she'll be there for those 3 days. Monday and Friday, she will get to spend time with me. Each of the girls is going to get 2 full days where they get to spend with me per their request, and we'll do whatever they want to do within reason, okay? Budget wise, I mean, we can't take a trip to California, like nothing like that, but just some mother-daughter time, one-on-one time. And I would encourage you that if you don't do that with your children, do it. They love it. Whenever we get a chance to do it, they absolutely love it. And you will just see a different personality. Your children are different when they're not around their siblings all the time, because they actually don't have to fight for that attention, and they don't have to worry about someone talking over them, and they get to express themselves, and it's just different. It doesn't mean that they have a negative demeanor or anything like that when they're with their siblings. It's just a little bit different. I really enjoy being able to spend one-on-one time with each of my girls, and so we're going to be intentional about doing that in the month of June. So that's baby girls camps for her. I think that's all she's doing. I forgot to mention that my baby girl will also be doing swimming lessons the first couple of weeks of June. Unfortunately, back in October, we had a pretty traumatic experience where she almost drowned in a pool when we were out of town. Thank God I was there, other parents, but I had to jump in fully clothed, shoes and all, to save my baby. And our older girls know how to swim. I know how to swim. My husband knows how to swim. I believe it's just because she was the youngest and, time was limited. We did a few summers of swim lessons with her when she was like 3 or 4, but she didn't actually walk away learning how to swim. And so now we are definitely putting her in swim lessons. And it'll only take a couple of weeks. She's not afraid of the water. Even after that incident, she still is not afraid of the water, but she remembers it and she remembers how she felt, and I remember it, and it brings tears to my eyes. But anyway, that is going to be on her summer list of activities, and we have friends with pools, and so once she really learns how to swim, she can keep practicing that in a safe environment with me, my husband, our friends, to where she can just keep working on that. So that is another thing that is added to her summer list. Maggie will also be going to camp. She will be doing a few days of volleyball in June. We have volleyball camp, but she's not able to go all of the days in June because of other camps that she's doing. So a little bit of volleyball will be had for Maggie. And then she will do College for Kids second and third weeks of June. So her second week, she will do miniature art, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe miniature art. I don't know. And then she will also do robotics in the afternoon, which of course I was not surprised that she wanted to do robotics because that is completely her jam. And then the next week, the third week, she will do STEM engineering. So they will focus on the different principles of engineering and working on different projects. And then she will also do human body science. And this is where they will do like different experiments. I believe they're going to go to a cadavers lab, like right up her alley. So those will be her first 2 weeks, or June, weeks 2 and 3. And then week 4, she will go to a camp. It's called Camp Shiloh. It is a team building outside. They have ropes course, obstacle courses, things like that. They do have an indoor portion as well. It is a Christian camp, and she will get to spend the entire week, last week of June, at this camp, just really getting to know people and doing some physical activity and learning God's word in a safe Christian environment. And I'm so very excited about that. So her first week of June, she will have off. And that will be the week that she and I will take a couple of days, just the two of us, to go and do something. Baby girl will go to grandma's house, and she and I will get an opportunity to do whatever it is that she wants to do. So that's Maggie's June. Okay, moving on to Brenna. Brenna will be in camp for 3 weeks also. She will be in camp the first week of June, and she's going to construction at a tech school. I mean, she wanted to do construction, y'all. Last year at this tech school, she did creative writing and the artwork is what I'll call it, for like if she wanted to write a book or something. The graphic design type of thing. And illustrations. That's what it is, illustrations. And she loved it there. So this year she wanted to do construction. She's really been into like woodworking and fixing things and putting stuff together and all of that. So she's going to do construction for a whole week at camp. She's also getting some volleyball in on some of those days as well. And then her third week of June, she is going to do a learn to crochet class. She has a few crochet kits that she has not quite figured out how to do yet. But I think time is another factor as well. But she's going to actually be able to do that in a controlled environment. She can take her kits and they will teach her how to do crocheting, which is really cool. And the other one is the science of sports. She's the athlete. But all 3 of my girls are athletes, but she's been doing it the longest, obviously, because she's the oldest. But I want to try to see if maybe she may be interested in going the chiropractor or physical therapy route. And so we're going to try to see what we can figure out as far as the history, physiology, the science of sports, and see if that may be an area that interests her. She's never been exposed to that, so who knows? And that is what I feel like summer camps are all about: exposure. Expose your children to all the things that they could possibly think of, and they'll know after a week whether or not they want to do it or not. So that is the purpose of exposing the girls to and enrolling them in different summer programs, so they can get an idea of maybe what they want to do in life later on. Okay, so then Brenna's last week of June, she will go to Camp Shiloh. I can't talk. She will go to Camp Shiloh as well. She and Maggie will be there together. They also have another friend that will be going as well. And so all of the outdoor obstacle course type of things, wear your helmet, ropes courses, rock wall climbing, all of the things. The only thing they will not be doing is swimming in a lake. And please don't cover me, but we are not lake people. I need to be able to see. I need to be able to see in the water. So I don't do lakes, but they will get an opportunity to do all the obstacle courses, Christian environment, fun, and they'll be there all week. That is what each of my girls are doing. Did I mention volleyball for her? Yes, volleyball, which is amazing. So our June is already really busy, but it's just fun stuff, like educational, fun opportunities for them to get exposure to different things. Let's move on to enrichment is what I want to call it. I'm not going to call it curriculum because that is like a scary thing. But Mallory, we are still working through Logic of English Foundation C, and we're still going to continue doing that. She's done with her Saxon math, and now we're moving on and just focusing on the Logic of English curriculum and hopefully being able to get that done. We will spend 20 to 30 minutes max. I will set a timer. When the timer goes off, we're done for the day. And we'll just keep working through that curriculum. She will also be working on math facts. I had talked about in a previous video, the wrap up for my first grade, that we really need to hone in on the math facts. And we've been doing those every day. She's getting a lot better. It's working out great. So we're going to continue working with math facts. Some of the resources I'm going to be using for the math facts are like the wrap up, the math key wrap up things. We have multiplication and division. They're upstairs. I didn't bring them down, but I am going to get the addition and subtraction for her because she really likes the wrap ups, and that will help her. They're self-checking. She flips it over. If her strings are not right, she knows she got something wrong and she can restart. So we will continue to drive home math facts and finish up Logic of English. If we have time, I'm setting aside about an hour and maybe 15 minutes a day for her. Probably not when she's gone to camp all day. It really just depends on how she comes home. And so it may just be a quick run through math facts and maybe read for 15 minutes, something on the lines of that. I don't have an exact science to it, but I don't want to overwhelm them with going to camp from 9 to 4 and then come home and spend another hour and a half. Like, this is not public school. We're not doing that. And then having to get into bed because they have to be up to go to camp, and I don't want it to be that way. But I would like for them to just stay sharp. Okay, so for Mallory, I really need her. We need her to get her math facts down. So that is going to be something that we're going to work on. If she has time, we will finish off the map skills for today, first grade. There are like maybe 6 pages that she needs to finish. We'll see how that goes. And she's not in camp the first 2 weeks, so we will likely probably get those 6 pages done in that time frame. We're also going to continue working in the sight words book. This is just something fun. She traces it, she reads the sight words, she reads the sentences, she's done. She does like 4 sight words a day. She knows every sight word in here. This is just reinforcement so that she stays sharp on her reading, and it's really helpful with that. We're also going to continue working through the Big Book of Reading Comprehension, grade 4. The pages in here, the lessons are really short, and we may just do 1 a day if we have time. Now, moving on to Maggie. She is my rising 6th grader. When I called her in to ask her what it is she would like to do for the summer, she was kind of like, okay, what do I have options for? As I said, I want them to pick 1 short thing for math and 1 short thing for ELA. Her choices were sentence diagramming by the Critical Thinking Company. So that's what she will be doing. There are about 4 questions per lesson. So number 1 has 4 sentences to diagram, and number 2 has 4 sentences like that. So I just told her she could do 1 of those a day. So she would diagram 4 sentences, and this book has been written in already, but 4 sentences day 1, and that may take her 10 minutes. Easy peasy, right? She will also be going through the worksheets in the back of Saxon Math 7-6. And this is just to keep her sharp, go over anything that she may not know 100%, although I don't want to introduce any new concepts right now. But she'll be working on just simple worksheets. We'll go through and we'll pick a worksheet in the back of the book. And that is her summer enrichment. Easy, right? Maybe 30 to 40 minutes per day. And that's all. And this is not a hard stop, have to do type of thing. Also, she will be reading just because they like to read. I'm going to have them read 30 minutes a day. And my girls typically, my older girls, they typically do that at night. So that's not an issue either. My oldest daughter will be doing a couple of things. The first thing that she chose, which I kind of steered her in this direction, but measurement and unit conversions is something that she needs to work on. And we realized that from Saxon 7-6 in the warm-up exercises. So she is going to do conversion work over the summer, 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's it. Probably not even that, but this is what she'll be working on. And then she chose to work in Editor-in-Chief by the Critical Thinking Company. I purchased this and was thinking maybe she would do it throughout the school year, but I want her to be able to pick out what's wrong, and this will help with her writing as well. Like pick out what's wrong with the passages. So Editor-in-Chief, and she's going to do she'll read the lesson and do exercise number 1 that day. So 1 exercise a day. So you read the lesson and it gives you examples and how to do it, and then you move on to the various exercises under that lesson. So that's what she will do every day. And of course, she's like, I want to read. So she will read a passage and she'll find all of the corrections that are needed and make those, and she'll be done. 10 to 15 minutes tops. Also, as a family, which we will likely do these on the weekend, I have some other Critical Thinking Company books, and we have the Critical Thinking Detective book number 1. And we've dabbled in this book off and on for the last 2 or 3 years. And we are maybe I think we have 5 lessons that we haven't completed. So we're going to work on that. We also have mind benders, y'all, and we are trapped. Do you hear me? We're toward the end of the book, and those little mind bender puzzles are pretty challenging. I'm going to show you. At the end of the book, they get a little challenging, but we're going to do these as a family. Baby girl really loves mind benders as well. But we'll probably do these just on the weekends. I'm really focusing on for our entire household, and I'm also getting my parents into it as well. But critical thinking projects, things like Sudoku and different types of puzzles and creating different shapes and I don't know, almost like Rubik's Cube type things to really keep the brain sharp. If you have not read any studies, a lot of times our brain atrophies because we don't use it in certain ways. So I'm really trying to focus on bringing more critical thinking in. Both my husband and I have Alzheimer's in our families. Both of our grandmothers passed away from Alzheimer's. And so it's really something that we are focusing on, trying to keep our brains sharp and moving. And we're just encouraging our parents to do the same. So that's a big part of why we pick critical thinking type stuff. Some other family things that we'll be doing is learning the books of the Bible. Being able to say all of them correctly, say them in order. We're going to work on that over the summer. That's just something that I skipped. My girls can find everything in the Bible, but we don't necessarily know it. I say everything, a lot of the books of the Bible, but we don't know them in order and everything. Yes, I said me too. I don't. At one point in time I did when I was younger, but I don't anymore. Not specific to be able to just run them all off. So that's something that we're going to focus on over the summer as well. As for me, and my mommy time, the last 2 weeks of June are really going to be time for me. I pretty much get a week and a half that every day I have no children. Once I drop everyone off, I have the rest of the day until it's pickup time. And I'm going to use that time, number 1, to relax because I deserve it and I need it. So I will be relaxing in that time. But also I'm going to use that time to get our schoolroom all cleaned out. Not having the girls here is really helpful. We also have plans to do more remodeling in our home. So like floors and windows, and prayerfully they can do those within that 2-week time frame that the girls are gone. It just makes it a lot easier to not have them here during that process. I'm also going to be preparing and planning for the upcoming school year. That is the perfect time for me to do it. Sit down, unrestricted. I don't have to parent, with people near me right then, and I can really think clearly and work out our school year. I will be looking through curriculum books, making sure I have a grasp and understanding of what we're going to use because we have changed some things. I want to make sure that I'm preparing myself for us to start the school year and planning things out. And I'm going to relax. I said that, but I am definitely going to take some time to just relax and do nothing. I have a few projects for sure. The girls are also considering switching rooms again, not from upstairs to downstairs because that's too much, but just kind of spreading out a little bit. So that's probably something that I will work on while they're gone and then finish it up if I need help moving furniture with them in the evening and my husband if he's at home. The first week of July, we're actually going out of town, and then we will come back and we will get started with school again for the 2024-2025 school year. Those are our summer plans, sweet, to the point. I am not holding us hostage to those plans, and I may come back to you at the end of June and say, we didn't do any of this stuff. All we did was camps and take care of our home and enjoy each other's company, it is a possibility that that will happen. And if it does, that's what we were meant to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See y'all next time. Bye.